welcome to the Just Zander podcast. I'm your host, Zander Gray, and this is episode 38. Wow. It has been quite some time. I think the last podcast I did, and I had to check because it's been a while, was on my birthday. On my 34th birthday, July 14th. And wow, it's November right now. So it's been 8, 9, about 3 months. God, it just felt like forever ago, And I know it's like a ongoing theme. It's always like, I've been busy, and I have. I think the last time when we were talking about my birthday, we were talking about what I was talking about, what I've been up to. And I've been doing a lot of video work and photography work as well. Not as much audio stuff as I would like, but I'm trying to get back in doing that flow again. I'm trying to get back in doing that flow of doing what I want to do. So I've done several weddings, video, not pictures, video. And I haven't been doing a lot of tattoo videos. I think it's just my time was up. I think I was doing it a lot. And it just kind of like faltered away, and I ended up doing other things. I did an interior design shoot that was kind of cool, and I did like a coffee brand deal thingy that I did with video. But other than that, not a lot. Did a lot of weddings, but I'm trying to diversify. I'm trying to do more of me and putting my face out there a little bit more, because I have been just quiet. I think I just been really working on getting better at my craft. Like I said, that's a lot of that ongoing theme of working on my craft and getting better. I stopped doing the podcast because I felt like I was doing well. I felt like I was content with life, just in general. And usually when I feel a little bit distraught or just lost or just needing some me time or therapy time, because this is my therapy, in all honesty. When I used to do it a lot, I was feeling almost free, by being able to talk about what I wanted to talk about. I'm in complete control of this. There was no pressure of being somewhere or whatever with the podcast. And then it became something. It became like, oh, I have to do it every week now. And then it became like, now I just don't know what to talk about, or like I have to keep doing it because you have to put in that reps. And then it got to a point where I was okay of not doing it, because it became like work, and it wasn't a release, So I figured coming back to it, and I'm hoping to be a little bit more steady with it, and just posting a little bit more of myself and posting a little bit more of what I do, because oddly enough, I work in that field. I work in that social media field almost, by making videos and promo videos and telling story of other people. And I rarely really talk about myself or show what I've been up to, or because I think it really comes down to like, who cares and why do I even want to, like, nobody's going to watch this or nobody's going to listen to this. Nobody's going to take the time. And I think it's not, to be completely honest, it's not that a self-deprecating thing. It was more like, just put your head down and just grind and hustle and do the thing, And I'm starting to realize that is part of that thing of doing this and talking, speaking with my truth and what I'm about, and talk about what I've been through, and just putting a face to the stuff that you've been seeing, or at least whenever I post stuff, that, oh, this is the person that's been doing that. This is the person that's behind telling the story and working on it. So I'm hoping to share a little bit more of my life, because I do like to put a lot of it in private, personally, with my personal life, because I don't know, I have a hard time sharing. But I mean, here's the thing though, if you know me personally, I'm an open book. I'm not very good at hiding my emotions. At least I try to. I'm very hard on my sleeve type of guy, So when and you know what too, like, I don't get to really talk anymore. I don't really get to have a conversation. I do have conversation with people, but I miss having those deep thoughts. And I think I get the best conversations. It's going to sound so sad, with myself. I get the best conversations by doing this, by picking a topic and then just going with it, right? I mean, so today, that was supposed to be an agenda today. It was supposed to be me talking about just things, right? What I've been through. But I just wrote down where I've been. And I was going to sit down and just really like figure out what I was going to talk about. But that's all I wrote, was where I've been. And oddly enough, I think, oh God, it's going to sound so cliche, and I've just been trying to figure out what I want to do, been trying to figure out what I am supposed to be doing. Being behind, here's the thing. In the beginning, I've been playing music for a long time, right? I've been wanting to be that center of attention. And I don't know if it was, I liked it. I think I liked the, and I've talked to a few people about this, and I think, I know that I love the performing aspect of it, and that the pure love of it, of being able to sing and being able to really perform my songs with the band or by myself. And I've put so much of that, and I keep filling up that cup. I keep filling up that cup of that was what I was supposed to be doing, was the music and the artistry and all that. And I kept filling that cup, but that cup wasn't filling up. It was just it was almost like there was a leak, there was a crack at the bottom of the glass, and the more that I keep filling it up, the more it was leaking away, that it wasn't getting filled up. It's like bars, like I'm spitting bars here, and that's honestly, that's what it was. I was getting jaded with it. I wasn't happy doing it because I felt like nobody really gave a shit about it. And that's not why you do it anyway, right? So I think that's where the jadedness came in, was that I was doing it. I was supposed to be somewhere. I was supposed to do this and supposed to do that. I was supposed to. So I stepped back from it. I stepped back from it and just focused on telling a story for other people and making videos and editing. And maybe that's what I was supposed to do. And I love doing it. Taking the pictures and editing pictures and editing video and putting it together, putting the story together. And then now I'm going to keep doing it, obviously, but now I miss the individuality that I was able to find, I was able to draw up and picture, because when you're performing and writing songs, it's the little bits of you that you get to put into. And then when you're performing, you're like, I'm telling this story, but in song, and I miss it. I want to get back to it. And I want to start, and it's not just the music. I want to start creating content of just me just having fun. It could be random stuff. It could be doing a short, silly video about my dogs, or a silly conversation that I'm having with my wife, or like, oh, I'm writing a song, I'm going to post a song. And I want to get back into working with myself. I want to get back into being an employment of myself, of my company, of me. And I think essentially that's what this podcast was about, was trying to recalibrate and really get into letting me out again, letting me find the joy and the purity of what I do. Again, I can't speak for everyone. I can only speak from my own experience. And so when you work enough with other people, when you work so much and putting out that energy for other people and telling their stories, I don't get envious. It was more like I should be doing this for myself as well, because and nowadays we're at the age of we're in the age of self actualization. We're in the age of self improvement and self transcendence, evolution, and that it doesn't matter. I mean, come on, man, you're looking at videos where people are just being themselves and doing silly stuff, and people are watching it. I was doing this motion because I saw this video of this guy just playing with a fidget spinner in his car on break, and then he's just putting a pencil through it. He's spinning it, putting a pencil through it, spinning it, put a pencil through it, and he's just talking to the camera. It was so pure. There was nothing special about that video, but it was captivating. It was honest. It was genuine. And I think, again, I get back to this topic because I talk about it a lot, that I don't know if you heard that crack. I think you did. Being yourself should be the easiest thing that you can do. Being your true self, or just being yourself in general, should be the easiest thing you can do. Should be the funnest thing you can do. And putting it out there of like, I love anime and this is what I'm about. I love movies and this is what I love about movies. And it's about sharing that with the world. I think it's almost like a responsibility, because even if you don't hit a lot of followers or a lot of views, that one person can look at your videos and see how genuine and how clean it is, or how pure it is, that they enjoy it. And they may or may not let you know about it. They may or may not tell you, I've been really loving your videos, or I've been really loving your content. And that in itself, you're doing a service. I am in the service industry. I make videos. I take shots. I take pictures of life behind a screen. I tell a story behind a screen. I tell your story, and why can't I do that for myself as well? I've learned a lot through these few months that I've been working, that I've been hustling and grinding, blah, 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 with my business. And I've learned that the best thing that you can ever do for yourself is to be yourself, is to do genuine, authentic work. And it's okay to want things for yourself as well. And to piggyback on that, to want things for yourself. So I've lived my life through this saying, right? It's a Nietzsche quote. It's amor fati. It means love of one's fate. It's Greek. And I think it's Greek. I don't think it's Latin. I think it's Greek. So Nietzsche, Friedrich Nietzsche, he's a German philosopher. Okay, he's an existentialist. He talked about this phrase, love of one's fate. And I've talked about this before in this podcast, but I overheard on another podcast. I was listening to another podcast, and he was talking about this particular phrase. And he was saying that, in life, that in life, when you live it, you want the things that you want, and you go after the things that you value, and you go after the things that you want to satisfy you. And he's saying that it's okay, and that it's okay that you don't go after it. It's okay that it's okay to want to go after it. And most of the time people don't. And that life is fleeting, and that if you work hard enough, you will get that. However, when you get the things that you want, most of the time, almost 100% of the time, the feeling that you get when you first get the thing that you want, you are happy, you're ecstatic, you're satisfied, but that feeling, that moment, that emotion is fleeting. It's very short, and next thing you know, you don't want it anymore, or you're just kind of like, it's cool. Perfect example is you want to buy a new car, and you want the specific car. You work so hard for this car, and then you get it, you're happy, and then in like a week or two or a few months, you're like, it's cool, it's a car. And I do that with gear, I do that with shoes, I do that with clothes. And I would buy a pair of shoes that I'm just like, wow, these shoes are dope, and I don't wear it. I just wear it every once in a while, and I'm so careful with it. And then after a while, I keep wearing it, and then now I don't give a shit about it. I just wear it, and then, oh, it gets dirty. Oh, I step it in mine. Whatever. On to the next, right? So I think the whole point was that if you are aware of that, I think life is a little bit more, it's easier to overcome. It's easier to live it, because, I'm grateful. I don't have any severe depression. I'm grateful that I don't have any severe anxiety. I do get anxious at times. I don't want to say depressed. I do get down at times. I guess the proper word to say is doubtful. I do get way at times. And I think that's normal. I think because when you chase after a certain thing, you get excited, you get distraught, and you get burnt out, Just like this, I was doing the podcast a lot. I was very religious with it, but I was doing it by myself, And again, I was doing a lot of tattoo videos, and I kind of got over it. I would still love doing a few here and there, but people move on with that type of things, You can't do the same thing forever. You have to evolve. You have to, what's funny is I want to go back. I want to go way, way, way back. I've always wanted to start a podcast, and the podcast was supposed to be silly and funny and loud. And then it became something else. It became, look, man, I'm not trying to be that every other motivator, every other inspiration, mumbo jumbo stuff. Like I use this to really talk about myself and what I've been doing, but it always ends up being like this weird, I'm essentially telling myself to figure it out, and if it helps you, if you can relate to it, and I keep putting this out there, please message me or find me on Instagram or whatever and talk to me, because I recently talked to a friend of mine, and I've met him. I haven't known him long. And I was telling him that I try to surround myself with people that are doing more than me, surround myself with people who are smarter than me, more successful than me, because I like to be inspired. And then we became fast friends, but we rarely hang out because we're busy and he's busy, and we have to actually schedule for a hangout. And then I have friends that aren't doing that are having a regular 9-to-5 job, which is great. It's just not for me. And they use the whole, oh, you're busy all the time. Yeah, I get it. I agree. But I always make time for my friends. I always do. And sometimes I can't say no to certain jobs because I'm not in the position of being able to say no right now. I have to take every job that I can get and then build my resume, build my experience and the network. So yes, I'm busy all the time and I'm always doing stuff. However, I would always make time. And I've talked about this before, and it's gonna sound like I'm resentful, but I'm not. But usually I'm the one that sent out texts of How are you? Hope you're doing well. You can go through my phone. I send that to people that I care about, people I respect, people I love, or if I randomly have a thought of somebody, I'm gonna check in. And there's no weird like, oh, I'm gonna say hi, so hopefully they can do this with me or do this for me, blah blah blah. No, it's always just, hope you're doing well, man. I've been thinking about you, or hey, I saw that you posted this, and that's so cool, man. Like, hopefully we can get together soon. And you know, and sometimes I had to look at, maybe it's me, maybe they don't want to hang out, or they don't care enough, because I don't know. It's just my thoughts, if I'm going to be honest with myself and with you, I feel like certain people are maybe resentful of me, or certain people are, oh, he's busy, he's not gonna have time, or am I not enough, kind of thing, And I never think of myself better than anybody. Essentially, I just want to better myself. I want to do good things. I want to do good things with other people. I want to share it, And I think maybe it's me. Maybe I keep to myself a lot more, because I don't want to get hurt. I don't know. I think it's more like, so here's a weird thought. I know I'm rambling here, but here's a weird thought. So with that podcast I was telling you about, when I was listening to Amor Fati, right? It also talks about, you can't be one thing and do it 100%. You have to be tactful, and you have to be insightful. Meaning, let's use truth as a metaphor, right? So if you see yourself as being the most truthful person ever, like you never tell a lie, if somebody asks how I look, you be honest. You're like, you look like shit. Or like, how's my job? Your work needs work. Or do I look good in these jeans? And you say, nah, So imagine being like that 1000% of the time, because it's you. That's who you are. And you're working for a boss. You're working for somebody, and they ask, if I can do anything to help, let me know. And then you say, well, you can help by getting out of my ass about this project, or you can help, I don't like you and you're a terrible boss. You're not going to say that. Even if you're keeping true to yourself of being that truthful person, you have to be insightful, and you have to be tactful. And I've realized that I've been, not the truth metaphor, but I've been telling myself that if they can't stand me being honest, if they can't stand me speaking my mind, because I saw that as a strength, it's a little aggressive. Even if I'm being true to myself, it's a little aggressive, right? And that's not very insightful, and that's not very tactful. So it says that. So I'm 34. I'm learning new things every day, and I want to keep being better. I want to keep doing that, and that I can't be aggressive when certain things. I have to be tactful and insightful. I think that's the key word of the day today of this podcast, is being insightful and being tactful, and it comes with everything. I had a really, I've been working with a couple people, and especially with clients. You can't tell the client, like, I really hate this and I don't want to do it. even if the client loves it, even if you don't agree creatively or whatever. You're in the service industry and you're supposed to, you give yourself to the project. You give your expertise and your experience and your vision. But bottom line, at the end of the day, your goal is to make the client happy. Your goal is to make whoever you're servicing happy. So with that, I have to look back and think back of how I've been with my friends and see if I have been insightful and tactful, because I've been aggravated and annoyed that I'm not where I'm at, and that why aren't my friends hanging out with me and shit like that. And it's like, maybe it's you, maybe it's, have you been listening? Have you been, again, you have to be aware of this. Like, you have to be self-aware of stuff like that also sometimes maybe they're not your friend either, and you have to be aware of that. I have an eye booger, and you have to be aware of that, because sometimes they genuinely don't want to hang out with you, or they genuinely think you're a dud, and that's okay. I think that's okay. But you have to be aware of it. You have to, and with me, thankfully, whenever I feel like things aren't going my way, I genuinely don't blame other people. I vent, I'm like, this is what's going on. I vent, but I usually try to look at, okay, what did I do wrong? Why wasn't that person happy? Why am I unhappy? Why am I annoyed? Why it didn't go the way that I wanted to? So I had to step back and kind of like really pay attention to what I've been doing. And to circle everything back, I want to be more open to talking about stuff like this, and being open to you, to myself, and to post stuff that I want to, that I genuinely am happy about, and that I need to love without I need to love without question. I need to love just unconditionally and not expect anything. Be insightful, be tactful. Because some battles are not worth fighting for, Look, I like to win. I like to win. I don't like to lose. I hate losing more than not winning, if that makes any sense. I hate it. And certain things you can't win. And that's okay. This is the longest I've gone, I feel like, on a podcast. I've never really gone an hour by talking alone, but I feel like I had a lot to say. And I feel like hopefully it's insightful. I mean, I think it's about, I just want to use this as a marking, as a point that I need to start believing in what I'm doing, believing in myself, and in that, sharing a little bit more of myself, because I feel like you tend to trust a little bit more when you know whoever you're following or liking, that, oh, cool, that they're this person. That's kind of cool. Or they like that. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. I like that too. I'm going to talk to him about it, And so I want to share more of that, of my journey, of my fitness stuff, me being vegan. I don't think I've mentioned that before. I think maybe once. Not like you should be vegan if you're not, you a piece of shit type of thing. Is more like that this is what works for me, and that I am doing well with it. Hopefully more audio, music type thing. And then the video and the photography, I'm starting to love taking pictures, but more as candid stuff. I feel like I'm not very good at the posing type thing, or like, this is how you should stand type thing, but I'm going to work on it because I feel like I can be really good at it. And honestly, to be completely honest with you, to make enough money for me and the family, man, like to make enough money so I can put food on the table for myself and my wife and my 2 dogs, and in the future, hopefully soon, or a young one, you know what I mean? So that's really what I'm doing all this for. Is, yes, I enjoy it, but I also need to get to the point where I can survive with it too. And I have to be, and the goal, I need to be undeniable. That if I put a number down, it's like, of you hiring me, it's like, wow, okay, yeah, you're worth it. I want to pay that. That's the goal, man, but really I'm doing it so I can put food on. I mean, honestly, that's what it is. Like, I think I'm starting to realize that, and it took me a long time to realize this. I need to work on myself to be the best me that I can be happy without any help on the outside, because I think if you really work on yourself and you're happy and you're content and you feel whole, then it's easier to love unconditionally and provide for other people. And that's what I want. I want to provide for my family, not just my wife and my dogs, my parents, my sister and her family, my in-laws, and I just want to take care of all of that. I want to be fuck yeah successful, that they don't have to worry about shit. That's what I want to do. I'm putting it out there because that is going to make me the most happy, that I've done well and that I can provide that. Oh, you want to go somewhere to eat? Let's go. Oh, you want a house? Let me buy you a house. Oh, you want a new car? Let me get you a new car. I want to do all that shit, I just don't want them to worry. I'll take that burden of stress. Anyway, I think we're getting to the point where I'm just kind of sitting here. I'm getting tired. It's getting late. I had a full day today. I had a long drive today to the job site for a shoot that I had to do. Boy, I'm starting to feel it now. But so I'm hoping to keep up with this and share a little bit more of myself with you. And for the takeaway for today is, you don't always have to win every battle in life. You pick your battles, because some are really not worth it. Be insightful and be tactful. And above all, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Life is fleeting. Let's enjoy it. Anyway, thank you for listening. This is episode 38 of the Just Zander podcast. And I appreciate all of you. You can find me at Just Zander on Instagram and everywhere else on YouTube, whatever. So this is going to be on Spotify. You know the gist. It's going to be everywhere, and I'm going to post it. So I hope you give it a listen. I hope you have a good time. Be safe, stay safe, and take care. Peace.